Next on Tigers Baseball, has the overall begun with the trade of Rob Deere? George and Al will give us the inside scoop. Plus, we'll get the latest from Sparky. And the Roundtable experts have their say. Welcome to Tigers Baseball, everybody. I'm Fred McLeod. Well, the Tigers hope to gain another game with some luck today as they close the weekend set with the Oakland A's. A victory today, coupled by losses from Toronto and New York, could draw the Tigers back within 6.5 games of the lead. Yesterday, the Tigers were 4-3 winners over Oakland. Now, the A's scored first when Brent Gates of Grand Rapids doubled home Troy Neal, who had singled. Tony Phillips had trouble with the ball down the line. It was one of only 6 hits allowed by winner Bill Gullichin, who picked up his 10th win. Unusually, the Tigers scored all of their runs with 2 outs. Travis Fryman accounted for 2 of them with his 17th home run. He gave the Tigers a 2-1 lead. And Detroit would add to the lead in the 4th, again with 2 outs. Rich Rowland all over this blast to left center field. His first RBI of the season, again with 2 outs, 3-1 Tigers. Now, Oakland would come back to tie 3-3, but Alan Trammell came through with his 7th inning single to score Fryman, who had doubled. A big 2-out hit. Dave Henderson bobbled away any chance he had Travis. The Tigers held on as Storm Davis got the save. Now, the newest Tiger worked the 8th. Here he is, Joe Baver, who was signed only yesterday, 6 days after being released by Oakland last Sunday. He has spent 9 years in the majors. The Tigers, by the way, are his 6th big league ball club. Let's look at the East race now with 6 weeks left. Toronto and New York are back to a dead heat. The Blue Jays have lost 2 in a row to Seattle. Baltimore, a 12th inning winner last night at home against Texas, moving past Boston in the process. The Orioles are 4.5 behind. Boston just 2.5 better than the Tigers. All right, joining us from the Tiger dugout now is Alan Trammell, having an outstanding season, leading the ball club at .321. And Tram, you're starting to feel a little bit better about the team's chances of maybe sneaking back in this thing?
Well, I'll tell you what, Fred, you're never going to give up. And as far as the way I prepare, it wouldn't matter if we were 30 games out or 30 games up. Every day I prepare the same way, and hopefully you go out there and win. But realistically, we have to put together a 10-game winning streak and get back in this thing a little bit quicker because of the fact that we're winding her down. We only have 37, 38 ball games to play. But this team is never going to give up. We realize we went through a horrible stretch for a while, but I think we're starting to play better baseball, and you never know.
And I would think the comeback in California and the near comeback Friday night against Oakland has to give this club a shot in the arm, too.
Well, it does, and again, it just shows you that we're not going to give up. You know, we have some veteran players, and we've certainly put ourselves in a hole. There's no question about it. But I see some good signs, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. I'm getting to play a little bit more in the second half and mix in a few base hits.
Trem, you know, during the offseason when you signed your contract, a lot of people wondered if this might be your last year, if your body could hold up. You've proven that you can. You're back hitting the way you normally can. Now are you looking with a different perspective on your future and how long you might play?
Well, I look at it a couple different ways. Certainly, I think that I'm going to be back next year for sure. But you have to look at the other side. I'm 35 years old. It depends on how the team is going as far as which direction they're going to go. I think we need to get younger and faster. And if they decide that they want to go with some kids and that they'd like to have me around more of as a utility role like I was pretty much doing the first half of the season, then I can accept that. I understand the way, the nature of the game, and I'd just like to be part of a championship club. Certainly I'd like to play more, but if they feel like this is the way they want to go, that I can go along with that. I'm a team player, and again, I just like to be a part of something good.
Because it looks like you're seeing the ball very well. It looks like your bat speed is where it's always been.
Well, I tell you what, I've been around long enough to know that, you know, they're going to have some good streaks and bad streaks. And right now I'm swinging the bat very well, but I know that things can change. But while it's going, I think Sparky's going to play me a little bit more. And that's the way he's always been. He knows me very well. I don't know if I can play 7 days a week, but I certainly think that I can play 5 days a week. And we'll just have to wait and see. But Sparky knows me very well, and I think he's getting the best out of me.
All right, Trev, thanks a lot. Good to see you staying healthy.
Thank you, Fred.
Okay, appreciate it. Alan Trammell. Let's bring in now George Kell and I believe Al Kaline. Al 1 for 1. I got to ask Al, though, is your baseball swing in better shape than your swing with a metal wood or vice versa?
No, it's vice versa. Believe me. Fortunately, they're throwing slow enough so I can hit it. But it's fun to go out there. You know, hopefully nobody got hurt. And we certainly know we can't play like we used to, but we know what getting together with the championship teams, both teams, and then the cause, helping other former players who are down their luck, you know, have a little better life, then it's all worth it.
Guys, what do you think it is about the 68 season, even compared to 84? And 84 was a great ball club, the 35-5 start. But it doesn't seem like that championship ball club caught the fancy of this community as the 68 gang did, and you still look at the celebrations of it.
Well, my personal feelings is, as you remember, 67 they had the riots here.
Right.
68 we got off to a great start, and you know, everybody was expecting a long, hot summer here in Detroit, in the area, and I think in a small way that the Tigers doing so well, getting off to a great start, had a effect on the people, uniting them in a way, have a single purpose, everybody pulling for the Tigers, and in a small way, I think we had a reason for uniting the city, and I think that's why the people like us. I don't know if you say like us more, but remember us more. And you know, we were the working class ball club. We weren't the guys that were making the big money back like they are today, or even in '84. So I think they can relate more to us.
George, yesterday we saw Joe Baber make his Tiger debut, a strong inning. This guy has a proven track record. Oakland just wanted to get a look at some of their younger people. Might he be sort of a sleeper acquisition for Detroit?
Well, he could be. I don't know that much about him, but that's the reason that Oakland released him. They've got a lot of young pitchers, and they had to make room for somebody, and here's a guy that sure does not figure in their plans for next year or the next, and so they could let him go. Sparky can use him right now. Hey, he retired two tough left-handed hitters with a one-run lead. He struck them both out, Sierra and Neal, in the 8th inning, and Sparky must have been saying, hey, this guy's going to see a lot of action.
You know, I think
ball.
What you have to do with him is the guy, you know, he throws a lot of off-speed pitches, change-up, and you have to spot him correctly. Right. You can't let the guy see too much of him because they start looking for that pitch, and if you see him 2 times around, you may be able to start timing his change-up, his split-finger fastball. So if you use him properly, yeah, he can be very effective.
That's a good point. Hopefully it could help in the setup department, that's for sure. Okay, guys, thanks.
Okay,
good job again, Al.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll be back with Sparky Anderson, get his thoughts on Joe Baber, Storm Davis, and a lot more coming up. Tiger Baseball is brought to you by Continental Airlines. One airline can make a difference.
Definitely not.
Absolutely not.
Negative.
To save pennies per call on your 800 service, would you risk losing sales?
No way.
No. Not a chance.
That's what over 9 out of 10 800 users we surveyed said. Introducing Maximum Advantage from AT&T. Now you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guarantee on the most reliable 800 service in the business. Know anyone who can beat that?
No.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T, the best in the business.
If I had a choice to write a prescription for a tranquilizer versus a prescription to smile, I would write a prescription to smile all the time. Smiling, like this, and relaxing do more good than all the tranquilizers that I could prescribe. The fact that we're alive should be a reason to be happy and smile, yeah.
Your deck versus nature. Your deck versus Nathan. Only one stain protects against both. With Scuff Guard formula. For all kinds of nature and all kinds of Nathans. No house stain protects and beautifies like Olympic deck stain. Olympic, the only one.
The play that made the difference. Brought to you by Continental Airlines. One airline can make a difference.
On Wednesday, the Tigers scored 6 runs in the 9th inning to beat the Angels 8-6. But the play that made the difference came in the California half of the 9th. With the bases loaded, Eduardo Perez hit a fly ball to left fielder Gary Thurman. Chad Curtis tagged and tried to score, but Thurman's throw to catcher Chad Kruger cut him down for the final game-ending double play. The win gave the Tigers a 3-game sweep of the Angels. Welcome back, everybody. Well, the dust is settled for the rematch of the 68 World Series, with the Tigers beating the Cardinals once again 4-1. Joining us live from the stadium is manager Sparky Anderson. Sparky, do you see any pitching arms you could still maybe squeeze an inning or two out of out there?
No, but I sure seen some good-looking ball players that I remember back and play some back. I remember Lou Brock when, I'll tell you one thing, he was, when I was in the National League those years, just one of the great players to watch play. And I seen so many guys, you know, I didn't get to see the American League guys then, but them guys in the National League that I remember, Bobby Tolan was just an outstanding player, and Kurt Flood was such a center fielder for the Cardinals. And it's a great memory, Fred, to be able to picture them back. And it's funny, you do flash back, even though I'm senile, I still flash back.
Yeah, Bobby Tolan was a great player for you in Cincinnati, to be sure. Got to have you look in your crystal ball. You got 9 games left in August. What place do you think you'd have to be, and how many games back September 1 to say to yourself, hey, we have a shot here to win it?
I think if we're 5 games behind, or if we're 5 behind, I think we've got a heck of a chance. If we can get there by the 5th of September, if we can get within 5, I think we have a shot at it.
Well, you certainly have a chance to get there, as you've been playing better baseball of late. You know, the acquisition of Joe Baber, a guy who has a proven track record in Major League Baseball, can he be a setup guy for you?
Yes, Joe can be a setup for Stormy Davis, and Davis can be the setup for Mike Henneman. So I think now we have 3 quality people, and that's something that has been a long time since we've had. I don't remember in the last 5 years us ever having 3 pitchers that could do a certain job.
You know, Storm Davis has been outstanding. An ERA of 0.5 with 16 2/3 innings. Could short relief, in effect, be his career revival spot?
I think that's the answer for Stormy. Myself, I think his stuff is so good that if you can use him 3 times a week in a short, very short situation, just in front of Mike, and I think also in Joe's situation, if we can use Joe up to as many as 4 times a week in short situations, then we'd have our problem solved. If that can work out, we could have a chance to have a heck of a bullpen.
You know, yesterday's big news, the trading of Rob Deere to Boston. Was it a matter of just not enough playing time for him in right field, not enough at bats?
Yeah, it's a matter, too, of next year not being able to get time. And Robbie has to play, and I think the world of Robbie, and that's the reason we did it. Jerry and myself both felt that we had to move Robbie to give Robbie a chance to play, because Robbie can't live under the type of thing of playing part-time, and that would have been no good for Rob, and I didn't want that to happen to Robbie because he's been too good here.
He admires you. He called you the greatest manager he's ever played for, so I'm sure you'll miss him in the clubhouse, too.
Robbie is one of those people, Fred, that if you don't like Rob Deere, then I always say you don't like baseball, because Rob Deere is a sincere guy that comes to the ballpark and tries to give you everything he has. And some days it's not real good, and some days it's good. But whatever it is, it's the best Rob has that day.
You knew the effort would be there. Okay, Sparky, appreciate it.
Thank you, Fred.
Thanks for your time as always. All right, stay tuned. The Roundtable comes up. We'll get their thoughts on the pennant race that could be coming back to Detroit. Stay with us.
We've changed our dials. We've changed our styles. We've changed our lines. We've changed our signs. We've changed displays and we've changed our ways. Yes, things are changing at Montgomery Ward. Things are changing at Montgomery Ward.
It looks like the coach is really mad now.
Look at you. You're dull. You're rusty. I've seen you outperformed in the rain, the snow. You haven't had one good season yet. It's going to be different. You're going to get tough. Rust Tough. You know why? Because Rust Tough has a unique fast-drying formula with rust inhibitors that form a tough, hard-nosed defense against rust. Look at you now. You're tough. You're going to shine.
No runs, no drips, no... Got rust? Get tough. Rust Tough.
To demonstrate how Subway's dropping the price of our 6-inch cold cut combo, I'm going to bungee cord drop off this bridge. The 700-foot vertical drop gives me ample time to remind you Subway has the freshest tasting sandwiches anywhere, because we bake our own bread, cut our own vegetables, and make sandwiches fresh before your eyes. And now with this price drop, our cold cut combo's just $1.49.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
The 6-inch cold cut combo, $1.49 at Subway, the place where fresh is the taste.
First warning, it's a Channel 4 exclusive. When Michigan weather takes a turn for the worst, only Chuck Gatica and the Weather Watch team can instantly tell you when severe conditions arise. First warning is an advanced computer system that immediately alerts viewers to dangerous weather before any other station and without interrupting your favorite programs. When seconds count, turn to the station in Metro Detroit, able to bring you weather warnings first. First warning, only on Channel 4.
Welcome back. It's Roundtable time. Let's introduce our three guests. Rob Parker, the newest columnist for the Detroit News, who seen...
Free press, please.
Did I say news? I'm sorry, free
please.
press. I'm sorry.
Please.
The free press, I'm sorry. Well, you're in print so much, I can't keep up with which paper you write for these days. Also from the Detroit News, not the free press, and also, that's right, out of order here. Larry Sorenson is next. He's our baseball analyst. And Jerry Green from the Detroit News side of things. We just had a...
Rob, you should be honored.
Okay, you had the piece with Mike Ilitch talking about the future of the ball club and where it stands with him. What kind of impression did you get?
Well, I think the ball club's in excellent hands. It's what we wanted a year ago. We were just begging for a caretaker owner, somebody who was interested in baseball, and we got him. And I think 1 year is much too soon to expect great improvement in the ball club, but I think it's going to happen.
As I travel around baseball, people are real excited about having the marketing effect that he's got and the expertise that his organization can bring in. And I think that it's going to make a big impression on baseball. I really think he's going to do a good job there. And as you talk to other players, and I told some guys, I did the San Francisco-Pittsburgh game last week, and was telling some guys what he said about Key and Molitor. They said, oh, really? And, you know, guys' attention really perked up. So they think this is going to be a nice place to come to.
Saying that he wanted to get those guys, but just didn't have enough time.
Yeah. I thought that was, he was at the Detroit Drive game, practice the other day and brought those names up for the first time. And a lot of people perked up to say, oh, okay, this guy's serious, that he really wanted to go out and get some real bona fide people out there.
And with Mike Ilitch, you know it's not lip service after the fact saying, oh, gee, I wanted these guys.
He wants to win a championship. And he wants to win a major sports championship, and he's going to do everything in his power and in his bankroll to do it, in my opinion.
You talk about some of the other little things, you know, with the team playing and stuff like that. When you talk to the Tigers, they're really excited about what he brings and the attitude, the way everything has changed around their clubhouse now.
You know, if you look at the season, even if the team just stayed exactly where they were and took away the great start from the beginning of the season, maybe put that toward the end of the season, everybody would be praising what a season this club has had. So all in all, if you put it in perspective, it's been a better than average season.
Well, better than expected, but I mean, you got to be disappointed considering the way that they started the season.
I think they made strides.
But you still got to be disappointed. They played very well early on, and they went from a very good team to a horrendous team for 2 months.
They overachieved.
No, not. But still, to go that bad for 2 months, I don't see where you can look at the season. Of course, it was better. Everybody was picking them for last or next to last. So yes, it was better. Yeah, but it still was better than people expected. But still, I mean, I wouldn't put too much credence in it.
What do you think?
I agree with Jerry that they made strides. I think what happened was they overachieved and they got off to such a great start. Everybody expected, and it wasn't that good a club to start with. There were a lot of holes to start with. I think they improved themselves and filled some of those holes.
Where did they? I mean, where? Well, I still think your pitching is still questionable with some spots. The center field spot is not answered. Well, this is what I'm saying.
That's why they overachieved. Their offense covered up their hole.
The same problems that we looked at in spring training are still there.
Yes.
Pitching, center field, and defense.
How correctable in the offseason are they?
With Mike Ilitch's money, very correctable.
Yeah. Oh, I think there'll be some new, expensive ball players here. They just picked up some money because they dumped Rob Deere. And they're going to save some money there.
Which tells you Boston is officially out of the pennant race.
All right, we'll get more thoughts on the pennant race that lies ahead when we come back.
Hi, this has to be in L.A. tomorrow.
No problem, sir.